How's it going, everybody? In this next video, we're going to be taking a look at DMVPN Phase 3 when it comes to IKEv2. So we're going to be able to do direct spoke-to-spoke communication. So that means we're going to have to do a little bit of wizardry on the spoke side in order for the communication to be effective. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. So we're going to go ahead and pull this config up real quick. We're going to take a look at diving into let's take a look at CSR4 specifically. So we're going to do a show run section IKEv2. Now, the way we have it set up right now is we have a key ring set up to talk to CSR3 directly, right? So that's fine for spoke to spoke or spoke to hub communication and hub to spoke. But we need to create another scenario where underneath this key ring, we'll grab this key ring here and we'll type in peer. We're going to type in spokes. And underneath here, we're going to say address is going to be 0.0.0.0. We're just going to say it could be anybody. And the pre-share key will be local. Actually, we can just come in here. The pre-share key here will be, we can specify Cisco. And that should be all we need to type in, because that doesn't specify a local or remote. So in this case here, it's going to be symmetrical. And you could do this, and I've never seen anybody run asymmetric pre-shared keys in spoke-to-spoke, because it just doesn't make sense, especially if you got a lot of spokes. It just doesn't make sense. So now we have that going for us. Do show run section IKEv2. We have this new setup where we're saying we don't care who the spoke is. We just want to add this one little bit of detail here. So we're going to grab this line of config, grab our setup like this, and then we're going to set up the peer to be the other spokes, and we're just going to grab these few lines of config, just like that. So that's pretty much all we need to modify in order for to make this work. This would be no different than doing it with IKEv1, where you would go in and just type in crypto ISACamp key and you specify zeros and a pre-shared key. That's pretty much all we're doing. So I'm going to go ahead and jump over to CSR5 and dump this config in here, and then CSR6, dump this config in here. Now, that's just the IKEv2 part. I still have to do IKEv or the DMVPN config. So let's go on to CSR3. I'm going to go to global config, interface tunnel 100, and type in IP NHRP redirect, like that. And then on 4, 5, and 6, interface tunnel 100, IP NHRP shortcut, and then hit the enter key. We are not at FlexVPN yet, so we actually haven't done FlexVPN specific config, because we're not using DVTI. So that'll be that. So do show history. I'll grab those couple commands right there, jump over to 5 and then 6 respectively, and there we go. So now what should end up happening is if I go back to CSR8 and I hit one of these up arrows and I do a trace route to, I don't know, let's go to site 4. If I do a trace route, notice how I go 3 to 4, and we go to 5. Now we see 5 is giving us some weird issues. If we were to go to 4, for example, and do a show crypto IKEv2 SA, we should have an SA built now to 5, which we do. And it's only been up for 17 seconds. If we do a show crypto IPsec SA peer to 51.0.0.0.5, we're going to have one packet that was sent across, right? Now if I go back to CSR8 and I hit the up arrow again, we're going to go directly to 4, right? So the first little bit of traffic goes hub to spoke to hub to spoke. That triggers the spin up of the spoke-to-spoke tunnel, and then that allows the spoke-to-spoke communication to kick in, and then you're off to the races. That's literally it. So that's going to be how that comes into play. So if I was to do the same thing to, say, let's hit the up arrow a couple times and do a trace route to ASA, it's a little bit different here because we're not going to be dealing with a configuration that is going to be supportive of this, because the communication between 4, 5, and 6 is DMVPN. The connection to ASA1 is just a VTI tunnel that's running BGP. So will we still be able to get there? Yes. Will it be direct spoke-to-spoke? No, because ASA1, unless we were to do a direct spoke-to-spoke tunnel to ASA1 to 4, 5, and 6, then it wouldn't work, right? We'd have to go through the hub altogether. But we don't need to, because we see that this connection came up. We do a show crypto IKEv2 SA. We have a connection to 4. If we do a show crypto IPsec SA peer to 41.0.0.4, we can see the traffic is working the way that it's intended to. And that's really the big winner here, is that we have everything squared away that we need it, the way it needs to be. So that's phase 3. I mean, there's really not much more to it than that. We'll come out and take a look at some additional stuff later on, where we'll look at adding another hub. So we'll add a single cloud dual hub, and then we'll convert it over to dual hub. But really, that's not really going to be anything major, right? Because then we're going to have the ability of, we're focusing on Ike version 2, not necessarily how DMVPN works, right? So beyond that, that content will be coming. I'll get that stuff done. But the thing I want you to take away from this is we're looking at DMVPN phase 3 operations with Ike version 2. So we had to take care of the Ike version 2 stuff first before we could do before we could do DMVPN phase 3. Direct spoke-to-spoke stuff. That's what I want you to be aware of. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for stopping by and hanging out with me. And until next time, take it easy.